A lot of people assume that I'm only interested in old Porsches. Well, as it turns out, I'm into a lot of old cars. Today I'll take a couple-hour road trip down to my dad's house in northern Arizona, so I can tell you a story about my favorite car. One that I'll never restore and never sell. It's not a classic Porsche, and really, it's not even a classic car. I bought the truck for my dad about 20 years ago for him to have on his property up in the Pacific Northwest. Looking at it right now, you might think that we pretty much let it go, but really it looked like that when we bought it 20 years ago. I mean, it already had 130,000 miles on it. It had been well used. It wasn't a new truck by any means, but it kind of suited the purpose. It's the classic 1989 Toyota pickup truck with a 22 RE motor, and it's a 4x4. So, I mean, that's exactly what we needed. It needed to be rugged, it needed to be reliable, and that's exactly what it was. Fast forward a decade, and the old man moves out to the desert Southwest in Kingman, Arizona. It's like an hour and a half out of Vegas. Add another decade, and I moved down here to the same place, and I'm visiting my dad, and I see the truck, and I'm like, does that thing even run? When was the last time it ran? And he just looks at me like, I think so. It hadn't been running at least a year and a half at that point. The truck had really only been used for the occasional dump run, maybe getting firewood, that sort of thing. It had been sitting out in the desert. Paint was fading even more. I don't know, he gave me the keys, I got in the thing, and it started up immediately like it was a daily driver. I mean, it didn't miss a beat. Boom, started up like a Toyota pickup truck. After it started running, I was like, well, Dad, can I borrow that truck? And he was like, yeah. I haven't given it back yet. It's pretty much my daily driver now. It's my go-to truck. You know, she's not particularly fast. She doesn't have a whole lot of power. Creature comforts consist of power steering, cup holders, which my 911 doesn't have, heat. That's it, but that's all it really needs. The roads in northern Arizona are just straight. They're not really well suited for my other car. So, you know, but there are thousands upon thousands of miles of off-road and dirt trails to explore. So it's a mecca for off-road. Most of the guys down here have brodozers and kitted out Jeeps, but you know, my Yoda has 31-inch tires, and other than that, it's bone stock. The guys in the Wallapai 4x4 club let me join their club, I think begrudgingly. You know, they have some serious hardware in that club, and I'm not going to even pretend that my little Yoda is even close to what these guys are running. I mean, but I think with a little effort on my part, I don't think I'm holding them back too badly. They're a great bunch of guys, and the little Yoda is a goat. It goes almost anywhere they will. Not everywhere, but almost. You know, the funny thing is every time I go to fill up the tank, someone approaches me and asks if they can buy the truck. And it's not like people are offering me big, huge money. It's not like it's appreciating like the old air-cooled 911s or anything like that. But there's something about this truck that people recognize and want, which is just an incredibly reliable, fun to drive, minimalist pickup truck. They just don't make things like this anymore. I had a guy last night pull up next to me in his, what I'm pretty sure was a 6-cylinder Mustang, a new one. Maybe it was a rental car, I don't know, but he looks over at me in my truck and he's like, "You want to race?" And it's just, sure, why not? So we raced across the intersection, and he blew my doors off, which is just hilarious. I just can't believe someone would want to race a 1989 Toyota pickup truck, but that happened. I mean, I think he thought that I was jealous of his car or something. And I was like, oh, I wish I was that guy. When we moved down here, I was thinking of finding an old Series 2 Land Rover, you know, something really cool. But my dad hasn't asked for his truck back yet, so I'm just gonna save the money for Porsche parts, I guess. It kind of sounds like a cliche or a country song, but I love my dad's old truck. That's it. That's the line I wanted to throw in there. I don't like country music, for the record, but I do love my dad's truck. I'm still married. I haven't lost my dog.